Well, legend, icon, savage, Dave Chappelle goes on stage, tells jokes, knocks the crowd out, right?
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
Been there, done that. Then drops an ill-timed Israel joke.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What?
Causes outrage.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this...
What the fuck?
It's What's Next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, What's Next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Monday. Of course, we start off a new week. I'm feeling pretty good because my Eagles spanked the Miami Dolphins' ass last night. So, yeah, feeling pretty good. But I'm sure there's one person who's not feeling pretty good right now, and that would be one Dave Chappelle. Yes, the legend, the icon, the savage one himself, who has roasted the woke over the last few years. Well, he got caught up in a little bit of a conundrum. He had a performance on Thursday night where he did his usual stick and, drop bombs on everybody. But then an ill-advised joke caused outrage. Well, it won't be the first time Dave's done that, but this one, yeah, a little too close and a little too sensitive. Here we go. This comes out of Outkick. Dave Chappelle reportedly accuses Israel of war crimes during a show, completely misses the mark. People attending a Thursday performance of Dave Chappelle reportedly were very upset with the comments the comedian made about Israel. The Israelis are currently engaged in a massive war against Hamas, following a horrific slaughter of more than 1,400 men, women, and children. So far, the war has been mostly an air campaign, but all signs indicate a ground invasion could come near the future. The topic has dominated the news for good reason. Hamas terrorists murdered innocent people, and now Israel is now responding. That's called war and retaliation. Chappelle thinks going to war with Hamas in Gaza is a war crime committed by Israel. What? Chappelle accused Israel of war crimes. Fireworks exploded at Chappelle's Thursday show at the TD Garden in Boston, the old Boston Garden, and claimed that students shouldn't lose their jobs for supporting Palestine. Of course, as we all know, Palestine doesn't exist. They're called Arab squatters. And it was off to the races from there, according to the Wall Street Journal. A member of the audience told Chappelle to shut up, and he responded by criticizing Israel for shutting off water to parts of Gaza, which was done to motivate civilians to go south, and killing innocent people. People in the crowd then started shouting, "Free Palestine," and what about Hamas? Of course they did. People in attendance claimed Chappelle's framed Israel's response to the massacre as war crimes and claimed two wrongs don't make a right, and what appeared to be trying to compare Israel and Hamas according to the same report. Eventually, people just got up and left. Chappelle was wrong in the framing. To be clear, comedians are free to joke about whatever they want. Great humor and freedom makes jokes a sign of a healthy and free society. However, that doesn't mean everyone is above criticism, especially when the facts are simply wrong. Students aren't losing their jobs for supporting the quote-unquote Palestinians. Students are losing their jobs for rallying in support of Hamas and blaming Israel for the slaughter of its citizens. Huge difference. Nobody's against political discussions, debates, rallies. What people are absolutely against is supporting terrorism and businesses that have the right to not want to hire people who align themselves with terrorist organizations. See Black Lives Matter. Pro-Hamas Harvard students are now begging for money, claiming that their mental health is under attack. These people are disgusting and scam artists. Don't support terrorists if you don't want to face the backlash. Very simple. Yeah, the bullshittery going on at Harvard, yeah, not a great place to be at the moment. Secondly, Israel goes out of its way to avoid killing citizens. The IDF will, drop warnings. People call people in Gaza and even entire buildings know before the strikes. Now remember, there were talks about Israel was going to strike Gaza within hours of the Hamas attack, but that was not true. Israel came out, the IDF came out, Benjamin Netanyahu came out and said, we're going to give you a couple of weeks to clear the area before we do the damage. A couple of weeks is a whole hell of a lot different than a couple of hours. Unfortunately, the media and some politicians love to lie about the fact. Look no further than the bombing of a hospital in Gaza as proof of that fact. The media and multiple politicians, most notably Rashid Tlaib, yes, lovely Rashid Tlaib, who claimed hospital was hit when technically, yeah, it was the parking lot and Very minimal damage was done to the hospital itself. And the 500 plus people who supposedly got injured and died, yeah, not the case. That was simply false. But Tlaib repeated it even after it was debunked. Finally, anyone making a moral equivalency between Israel and Hamas is an idiot and should be completely ignored. Again, Israel literally warns people about incoming strikes, and Hamas live streamed the murder of innocent people. Yes, a distinct difference. Ilhan Omar and Rashid Tlaib happily played the role of useful idiots for Hamas after terrorists appeared to bomb its own hospital. Instead of waiting for the evidence, yes, something like, facts, both women immediately blamed Israel because of course they did. They apologize. Disgusting. Well, I'm sorry, they must apologize. Well, that's never going to happen. Chappelle previously joked about Jewish people in an SNL monologue. This certainly is the first time Dave Chappelle has talked about the Jewish people, although it's the most unhinged comments he's ever made. He previously spoke at length about Jewish people during an SNL skit, mostly centered around Kanye West. Chappelle implied, Jewish people hold immense power that isn't allowed to be acknowledged by other ethnic groups. The rules of perception. If they're black, it's a gang. If they're Jewish, it's a coincidence. And you should never talk about it, Chappelle said earlier in the year. He also spoke about the amount of Jewish people in Hollywood. For anyone who's seen the monologue, you can watch the full thing right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chappelle. Community.
Again, as a comedian, you're free to joke about whatever you want. But it's certainly odd Chappelle's choosing to attack Israel when the small nation is simply defending itself in the aftermath of a horrific terror attack. It's made worse at the fact that Chappelle's facts are simply wrong. And he's a very smart guy. He's no dummy. Are we to believe that he's just misinformed? Seems very unlikely. It's a shame Chappelle has been right about so much, but completely missed the mark on this issue. Exactly. Yeah, very odd that he would actually make jokes about Israel, especially how sensitive it is right now. I mean, literally, this thing is on fire right now. And like I say, he's made jokes about Jewish comments in the past, and of course, they were funny. The same way you can make jokes about blacks and whites and Hispanics and Asians and Jews. Chappelle is an equal opportunity offender. That's what makes him funny. He doesn't give two. But in this instance, Dave Chappelle should have thought a little bit before he started dropping this. And I'm sure Dave doesn't do jokes off the top of his head. A lot of it is already scripted in his head of how he's going to run it before he gets on stage. But in this instance, yeah, he should have gave it just a little bit more thought. Sometimes what's good in your head may not necessarily good coming out of your mouth. Just saying. And with that, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.